It's been a while since I made a video. I found this though. Thought it was very interesting. Larry King introduces Sammy Davis Jr. and Bob Dylan on Chabad Telethon 2010. Chabad is a pretty influential and powerful Jewish organization. Chabad.org, it's their website. I'm just going to go over a few things here. I want to play this video though quick.
Two entirely different performers appeared on Chabad in the past. The late Sammy Davis Jr. and the very current Bob Dylan. Two extraordinary Americans, two very different types, and two, as we said, amazing performers. Here are two Chabad appearances we will never forget. Sammy Davis Jr. and Bob Dylan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Davis Jr.
Notice that was kind of quick, that handshake. If only I could get that, what the hell do I, yeah, do I do this? I can go slower. This computer's been kind of acting out on me. Come on. I gotta clean it of viruses and stuff, probably. I don't know. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. I want to get it kind of slow motion. Try to see. Always gotta look at that handshake, don't we? Yeah, you kind of see it could possibly be one, right? You also got that interesting thing where they handshake like that and then hug each other. Notice that amongst a lot of celebrities and important people as they do that. But anyways, it's not necessarily it was done quick, but I guess it's to the eye of the beholder what kind of handshake that was. If it was just regular, sonic.
I would like to say first and foremost that I am here, as everyone is here this evening, because it is important to not only believe in something but give testimony to that belief. On behalf of my kids, my son Mark, who was bar mitzvahed, he is now 24 years old. In his name, Mark Sidney Davis, I would like to put $1,000 up there. Okay? Okay, let's do Candyman for the nice people, shall we?
So there's Candyman and... Well, it's interesting, right? Well, Sammy Davis Jr., as you may well know, was also a member of the Church of Satan. By the way, that photo, I always thought it was real, but this was actually a fake. Superimposed John Kerry with Anton LaVey. There's another one. It's clear, it's documented, he talks about it. You can find information on it. There's Boyd Rice. Maybe a lot of you don't know who he is. It's clearly he was a part of that Satanist, and he was on they don't even allow the videos on YouTube anymore, but that show Race and Reason with Tom Metzger, and him and his son-in-law Nicholas Schreck, brag that they're behind the scenes using music to influence the masses and awaken the wolf in man and bring about the new order, all that shit. So, but anyways, I did a video a while back. Anton LaVey's satanic philosophy practiced forcefully in Israel according to his own bio. And I'm reading from The Secret Life of a Satanist. It's getting kind of hot in here. I turned the fan on. Whoa. By Blanche Barton on page 57, Anton states he met with Israeli actor Asaf Dayan, son of Defense Minister Moshe Dayan. Asaf, according to LeVay, told him that his Satanism was exactly the philosophy they were forced to practice in Israel. And I get into all that. So, anyways, it's interesting. Anton LeVay, by the way, was a Jew. Originally named Howard Levy. But, you know, there's this connection with Jews in the Church of Satan. It's really even more interesting. Is you got all these celebrities, and Sammy Davis Jr., who is a Satanist, connected to Chabad. He does the song Candyman, but I want to get to the Bob Dylan.
Oh, stop. I love you. Thank you. Say hello to Altavid. I love you for schlepping down here.
This is Bob Dylan. I'm in England right now working, so I can't be there tonight, but I'd like to say that I think Chabad is a worthy organization helping people in need. If you can help Chabad to help others who've fallen victims to the lies and deceits of those who are much more powerful, do so.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce a friend and a legend in our time, the one and only Bob Dylan.
Anyways, you ever seen that video where Bob Dylan is being interviewed and he makes this creepy kind of statement about how he had to make a deal, and the interviewer asked him, what kind of a deal would you make, or who'd you make a deal with? And he kind of has this weird creepy laugh, and he goes, you know, with the chief commander. He gives a hint that it's, you know, he made a deal with Satan. Find that very interesting. And he said, of this world, and he said, the world and the world you can't see. It's very interesting. But what's this with this Chabad? I did a video a few months ago, I think about 3 months ago. Interesting that these Satanists happen to be, a lot of them happen to be Jews. I don't know, what's the Jewish belief about Moshiach? I'm trying to get it to where you can read it, because if I get far here and it's hard to read. I did the video on it. It'll be easier to read if I turn the light off. Hang on a second. Put you down. Okay, I'm back. Anyways, they did this article, Jewish belief about the Messiah, what is the end of days? Talking all about, you know, their Mashiach coming, Messianic era. How do I... think you can read that? Sorry if you can, I'm really just trying to make it to where everybody can read it. If I'm here, I'm nervous you won't be able to read that once it's uploaded. Happened to me a couple times. Anyways, I'll just read it out loud. In the Messianic era, be world peace, no more wars or famines, high standard of living, of course, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, he talks about New World Order in this article. Our prophets speak of the advent of a human leader of a magnitude that the world has not yet experienced. His unique example and leadership will inspire mankind to change direction. Quotes the Bible and the Messiah. The prophets Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Amos, Joel, Hosea all refer to the Messianic era. It is interesting to note that the wall of the United Nations building in New York is inscribed with the quote from Isaiah 11:6, quote, "And the wolf shall lie with the lamb." Furthermore, it is clear from the prophets, when studied in their original Hebrew, that Moshiach is a Jewish concept, and his coming will entail a return to Torah law firmly ruling out any other messianic belief. Be a man of extraordinary qualities. He will incessantly campaign for Torah observance among Jews and observance of the 7 universal Noahide laws by non-Jews. He will encourage the high standards from others. And you read on those 7 Noahide laws, I know there's been a lot of damage control attempted by these chabad lubavitchers on trying to ease, people that are paranoid about these Noahide laws. If you actually read like some of their early Jewish leaders and rabbis have spoken about these Noahide laws, like I think it's Maimonides. I can never pronounce that name right, but he's a Jewish rabbi writer. A lot of rabbis look up to his writings as a kind of authority to understand Judaism, whatever, and its history. He talks about the Noahide laws as when they're enforced by Messiah, that yes, one of the penalties of violating these Noahide laws, especially not recognizing the one God, is beheading or the death penalty. Don't quote me on the beheading all the way. I have to look back into that. But No More News was showing that on one of his videos. So I wanted to get to where he has to be a direct descendant of King David. There we go. That's who I was talking about. Maimonides. I never pronounced that correctly. It's right there. Maimonides. That's who I was talking about. Talking about the 7 Noahide laws. It says that Moshiach will first rebuild the temple and then gather in the exiles. Jerusalem and the temple will be the focus of divine worship. And from Zion shall go forth Torah, the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Notice it's Jerusalem and the temple will be the focus of worship. Not, God or, of course, to the Christians, Jesus Christ, but Jerusalem and the temple be the focus. The Sanhedrin, the supreme Jewish law court of 71 sages, will be reestablished, and we kind of see them trying to do that with the what's that organization called? They want to replace the United Nations. It's the Organization of 70 Nations. Go look up that. Jews will return to full Torah observance and practice. According to some traditions, God himself will rebuild the temple. Others, it will be rebuilt by Mashiach. There will be no change in the world order other than its readiness to accept messianic rule. All the nations of the world will strive to create a new world order. Where else have we heard that before? So there you go. New world order. I'm going to do a few more videos focusing a little bit more on this. Don't get me wrong, I'm not anti-Semitic in any kind of way, shape, or form. You can look at my earlier videos. I've done one where I try to show that there is a YouTube channel called Israel versus Judaism, where many rabbis who speak out against the crimes against humanity, against the Zion Nazis, if you want to call them that. The YouTube channel got taken down. So, there's this small elite of Jewish supremacists that want to usher in their Mashiach and bring in a new world order, and that's kind of popularly talked about in conspiracy circles these days. Why? Because they've kind of come out with it ever since Donald Trump got elected. And now all these truthers like Alex Jones and all these others, Ralph Epperson, pro-Trump now, and all these truthers have become mysteriously silent on everything and just become Republicans. I wanted to show you that. Check out this video here if you're interested in me reading the quote. Take it easy.